So there's a ton of ideas here and different things to be able to look at it from different perspectives, and tactics to be able to, implement into your business. But if you're not doing anything at all, right, at least ask. Right? Even if you need to get comfortable, like get uncomfortable so you can get comfortable and ask, even if it gives you the ick. So if you don't have anything in your pipeline, you don't have things lined up for you, that's when you start asking. You're literally leaving money on the table, transactions on the table, because you don't want to ask.
Welcome to the Leading Lane podcast for real estate pros by real estate pros with your hosts, Ashley Frederick and Stephen Birch. If you're looking for an honest, authentic, and raw perspective, you found it.
Welcome to the Leading Lane podcast. We kind of been MIA, and shame on us that we didn't have enough in the bank, like queued up to be able to push. But also, I was going to give up vacation time to do the podcast. Sorry, I'm being selfish on it. But thank you for coming back and listening and tuning in. And Ashley, co-host, and also the one that is the travel buddy. Our first question that we have is about referrals.
Okay.
Referrals, we're obviously in real estate. We're 100% commission based. So our business, in my opinion, lives by referrals.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't feel like agents actually ask. Why do you think people are afraid to ask for the referral?
I think twofold is it's like an ick for them to ask, and I don't think that they know how or when to appropriately ask.
So when and how, from your playbook, is appropriate to ask?
So I don't do a ton of asking for referrals. I feel like it is more of a natural type of thing. So I think that if you deliver good enough service to people, it's just an automatic thing for them to refer. I will say that that has gotten more so like as time has gone on. But I think that when you're first starting out, I think the time to start is like to ask is not like at the closing table. I know that
Right.
some people do that, and I think that that feels ick. But I think it's more like when you're in the process or like it naturally leads to that conversation. I think that that's a great time. Like if, they're super happy about something, it's easy to say like, if you have any, friends or family, I'd love to help them have the same experience. So I don't think it needs to be pushy or salesy. I think it should definitely come um, naturally, but I also think just having it like on other outlets. So, right. I think some people have it at the bottom of their email, like the best compliment is a referral. I think if it's in your newsletters, I think that there's just gentle reminders to people that doesn't need to be like in your face type of, I need another client. I'm looking for that. So I will say like, I remember when I started in real estate, like there were some clients or agents, I felt like you could feel like they were desperate because that's all they would do is like write on Facebook, like I'm looking for this, or,
Right.
I've had oddly enough, like agents that have reached out and have been like, save the listings for us. It's not fair or something like that. And I'm always like, what is that supposed to mean? Like, right. Like I'm helping people that have contacted me and whatnot. So I think that there's just a point of knowing your people, taking care of them, and then they start to happen naturally, but then also just, knowing that it shouldn't be like I am not a door knocker. I'm not a cold sales type of person. I know that that works for a lot of people, but to me, a warm lead is the best lead, not some type of cold calling. And that's where I think you truly establish more of them and the repeats. I think that's the other part as far as the referrals is really tuning into your repeat clients, right? You have to stay in touch with your people. And then that's when you get repeat. And then it's a lot easier when someone's been like, I only work with Ashley, or I've worked with Ashley
Right.
2 or 3 times. Like that makes someone's confidence level, I think, that much stronger.
Really, like it's the ripple effect that you're trying to go after, right? Like
Mhm.
yes, the biggest splash is in the middle with the person that you're working with now, but what does that effect go out further, and who else can that actually touch? And I completely agree. Like, if you're gonna wait to be able to ask for a referral till the closing table, uh, I feel like that right there shows that it's like, okay, I don't have another deal on the pipeline. I have commission breath. Who do you know? And I think that if you are developing that relationship throughout the entire transaction, as they start dropping these little hints, and you need to listen to them, right? Because you can't tell me that people that are out there that are purchasing, they're not talking to their friends and families about the process already.
Right.
So they're already talking about the process. But so how do you shift that to where instead of them just talking about the process, they talk about you? And I think it's those touch points, those extra mile things that you do to be able to help your clients, and be able to create and cultivate an experience versus just create a transaction. There's
Right.
two totally different things that are happening there.
Yeah, I think it's that whole experience thing, right? Like there are some people that like say that they met their realtor at a showing and they never saw them again, right? Like to me, that's not an experience. That they should have been
Right.
involved in your inspection and your final walkthrough and, insurance recommendations, those types of things. The other way I think about referrals, and this kind of comes from the concept of BNI, is training your people to think outside of the box for you. So at BNI, I mean, a little different. You do ask for a referral every week, or like the
Sure.
perfect referral for me this week is, but really it trains other people to listen to what they can be figuring out for you. So, for example, I think it was a couple of years ago, I said something about if anyone happens to be going to a garage sale or a moving sale, you know, and you're there and you ask them some questions and you happen to ask, like, are you working with a realtor? And they say no, that'd be a great opportunity for you to say, like, oh, I know Ashley. And so,
Mhm.
sure enough, like my friend Jody went to this garage sale and she text messaged me and she's like, hey, I'm at this moving sale. These people don't have a realtor. They're calling you later today. And so, like, I didn't have to do that work, like, right? Like, they were comfortable enough that someone came to their garage sale and gave them my name. So I think it's not just like people that are like, oh, I'm looking to sell. Like there's different ways, right? Or like if a curb starts filling up, you can ask friends in the neighborhood, like, oh, do you know what's happening with that one? Then and again, it's not me directly cold calling, it's me getting that information via someone else.
So really, what I heard you say is like you're training your cheerleaders, you're training
Right.
your biggest advocates, the people that support you, the people that love you, right? Your sphere of influence, we hear it all the time. SOI, sphere of influence, your top 25, top 50, whatever you want to call it, don't care. But those people that you can really be honest and vulnerable with, you are showing them how they can be able to now be essentially your bird dog, right? Be your cheerleader, be your bird dog, go out there and find somebody for you. And if you continuously love on your top people, your sphere people there, like they're going to continue to remember you even more because now they're looking at it from a different perspective, like what Ashley is saying, right? Like, so now they know that, ooh, we have these pie events or this special event that we're doing with Ashley. And I'm not that you're getting rewarded, but also like you're there and you're bringing them in there. They like that. They're creating the relationship. They want to do it, not that they have to do it. So I think it's shifting the mindset of like referrals is not like who else do you know looking to buy real estate.
Mhm.
Instead, it is making sure that you don't even have to ask for the referral. Your people know that they want to be the cheerleader for you and they're going to do it no matter what. And also, I guess I should say that too. There are some people I don't want to be my cheerleader. I don't want to work with again. And I'm A-OK with that. We can put a pin in it and never come back to it. But, we want the good people.
I had a slide in my recent presentation about how can you give me referrals. And so this is kind of what I go over with people. So one is being an active listener. So for your client, for your cheerleaders to be active listeners. So that's change in career, family size, income, new to the area, leaving the area, downsizing, divorce, renting, all those types of things. Like all of
Right.
us know somebody that's doing that. The other one, and I don't know if this is prevalent in your area, but it's fairly prevalent in our area, is that they bought their home with a realtor that's now retired or
Mm.
one that's gotten out of the business, right? Because we know that there's been a huge influx of realtors leaving the business as well. So it is funny, like when I go to do some of these listing previews, I'll always pull up the, prior MLS sheet. And a lot of them bought from someone I've never heard of. So my guess
Mhm.
is that um, they like sold them the house, they never heard from them again. So I think that either that or yeah, there's been retired realtors. So I think that if there's a way to find connections to those people, that is ideal. Obviously, for sale by owners, same thing. Warm lead, I think will always go over better than a cold call. I tell people to like social media, like just by simply sharing or liking or commenting on a post, there might be someone in your network that didn't know that they were looking. Um, and then I do get asked this question a lot. So I think people will ask like, what if they're not happy with their current realtor? And I always say like, that's a tough one. We are not allowed to reach out to someone that currently has their home listed or is currently under a buyer agency contract. But if those people reach out to us, we can obviously let them know like when the time comes, we're happy to help you. So it does happen. Obviously people have contracts to abide by, but all of those different areas, it's not just who's looking to buy or sell, right? There's
Right.
so many different caveats. And if you can really train your people to like, I don't know, my carpet cleaning guy, right? He knows like when he's going to clean a carpet, he'll normally ask them, is there a reason that they're cleaning their carpet? And I
Hmm.
think I've gotten like two or three from him that they were cleaning carpets because they were getting ready to sell soon and they didn't have a
Yeah.
realtor.
I mean, it again, it goes relationship. It's all about that. Like, if you don't have a good relationship with your carpet cleaner, right? Like, they're not going to go out there and help you. But if you have a great relationship, you refer to them, and they're going to start referring back over to you as well. I wrote down two topics here, or points. So in our area, obviously, we're military base is very near to us, right? So I think it's very, like, to me, it's super simple. But we have a lot of people that PCS here, meaning that they're changing duty stations and they're coming to Fort Riley. And it's not just one person that is PCSing that comes down on orders. Their unit brigade, right? Like there's people that are going to be coming here. And so they know that person who's PCSing here knows other people. So it's asking, who else do you know are coming over and PCSing as well? Like I would love to be able to help them and make sure that you can, connect me or whatever, how you ever want to say it. And I think that right there, once you start getting into those types of groups, because it's very tight knit. Like the people want to work with people that they know and trust. And if one person in their unit trust, you as the realtor, that can really get things flowing for you. The other thing that I see all the time is, you do go to the closing table, which is fantastic. And then you take a nice photo, great. And you have these wonderful text, that you're saying congrats to my buyers, blah, 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 and all the things that you did for your buyer. But they never actually tag their buyer in anything,
Mhm.
right? Like tag the buyers, make sure, or your sellers, whomever you're working with, go a step further, tag the vendors that helped you with that transaction, the title company, the lender, the inspector, whomever else helped you with it, tag. Because what you are now doing is when you tag them, you're now tapping into their referral network, right? Their friend group, the people that are following them. And so if you were able to tag 4 or 5 people into this one post, how many different people are you in front of now that are seeing and scrolling and looking at you? So, and if you liked working with that buyer or seller, birds of a feather flock together, typically, right? So you want to work with those people and you want to get into their friend group. And so utilize the social media. It's not that difficult to tag them. You should be friends with them on Facebook anyway, in my opinion. But
Mhm.
yeah. So
I think
what
the
else you
other
got?
thing with that too is like every transaction is different, right? So there's some people that you might not be in there, might be a simple post, but I prefer to try to tell stories if I can, just because it makes people understand that like it wasn't just sold. Like
Mhm.
we had to jump through five hiccups, which probably reminds me I need to do a shout out for last week's closing. That was literally like the biggest roller coaster ride of my life. But we made it happen, right? So I think thanks for that reminder. But I'm not going to just do it just sold. Like I want people to understand that there is so much more to a real estate transaction that people don't
Right.
see, just besides that just sold post. The other thing I wrote down is just, I think this goes back to what I'll always say is, but just a matter of showing up. So to me, that's an easy way to get referrals, because when you're the one that people see, you're the one that people like can actually have a conversation with on a regular
Right.
basis, and they know that you're the expert. When and if that time comes, they may not have used you, but they might be like, I see Ashley everywhere, or I talk to Ashley all the time. And then again, that's just another easy handoff for them.
So there's a ton of ideas here and different things to be able to look at it from different perspectives, and tactics to be able to, implement into your business. But if you're not doing anything at all, right, at least ask. Right? Even if you need to get comfortable, like get uncomfortable so you can get comfortable and ask, even if it gives you the ick. So if you don't have anything in your pipeline, you don't have things lined up for you, that's when you start asking. You're literally leaving money on the table, transactions on the table, because you don't want to ask. So my question, Ashley, why do you think people don't like the ask? I know I started with that, but I'm going to do it again. Why do you think people don't like the ask?
Um, I don't know. I think it's maybe maybe they're not confident enough in themselves. Or I think they maybe think people will interpret it for something else. I guess I feel like maybe if you're just not being genuine about it, that's why
Mm,
it doesn't feel good. Where if you are genuine about it, I feel like it is more of a just casual type of thing
right.
that comes up. You know, I do think the other thing we talk about a lot is the roller coaster of
Mm,
I'm busy, I'm not busy, I'm busy, I'm not busy. So I think that if you don't have a system in place for asking for referrals, that is a great thing to implement. You know, there's two books, like Raving Referrals is one book
yeah.
that's great about asking for referrals. I'll have to think of the other one. I think it's like 50, something about 50. I'm blanking on it right now.
Not 50
But it
Shades
is
of Grey.
not quite. Um, but it's even like, here's one thing I think, which we didn't talk about, is tracking where your referrals came from.
Mm,
So, like, write in an Excel spreadsheet, whatever it is that makes sense to you. Like, I like to write down who that referral came from. So whether that's a friend of mine, my hairstylist, my makeup lady, whatever it might be.
mm,
But then also, what are you doing to thank them? So like I'll send them a card, as a thank you. Most people are shocked, like you didn't have to send me a card, like a little coffee card or whatnot. But I mean, they're gonna remember that. And the
mm-hmm,
next time that someone asks them who they
mm-hmm,
would suggest, they're gonna remember that. But I mean, it's really interesting at the end of the year if you can look back and see like where your referrals came from. I think that
mm-hmm,
is important of then how you choose to do things differently the next year or spend more money. Like a client of mine, we realized a ton of them were coming from repeat or past clients. So my suggestion was to spend more money on being in touch with your past clients
mm-hmm.
if that's where the majority of your business is coming from.
Yeah. Numbers matter, metrics matter, right? Because if you don't know where you're spending your money at and you don't know where you're getting your return of investment at, you're just kind of just throwing money everywhere and seeing what sticks. And I think it's super interesting when like when I got in real estate, you've heard me say it before, like I didn't have a CRM. I didn't have anything to be able to track those different things. And so now when you have those systems, like it really drills everything down. And we have a system to where, and you have it as well, Ashley, but it even breaks it down to where, like, okay, cool. If you have this amount of transactions from this category, if you want to make X amount of dollars, you now need to do this number of phone calls, this number of touch points, because this is the conversion rate to get you there. Like the drill down to how many note cards a day do you have to write consistently, day over day, and then you're going to get this result. But if you don't know those numbers, how are you supposed to be able to drill it down that far? So it's wild. Drill numbers for everything, KPIs.
It shouldn't be a guessing game, right? It should
No.
be, this is what you do for a living, and
Mm-hmm.
you know where your sources are coming from, and you can plan accordingly.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. The word that I wrote down is rejection. People don't like rejection.
Fear rejection.
Fear of rejection, right? That confidence, all of this. We're entrepreneurs. We get rejected every single day. You may just not. You might be nose blind to really all the rejection that happens every day, but it's not rejection against you, in my opinion. And it goes back to being genuine. I think the rejection really is your approach and how you are actually performing. So I think people don't want to be able to look in the mirror sometimes and understand that they might be the problem. Don't be the
I
problem.
think once you get past the first couple, and then like once you do see your clients that are really happy that do refer you to other people, I think that's really easy then to be like, oh, this does work.
It's super simple. Just have to ask. Get used to it.
Overcomplicate it.
No, super. Kiss it. Keep it simple, stupid. Cool.
Right.
I love it. I think that referrals are something that can go in multiple different areas like we have established. I challenge everybody that is out there, regardless if you're in real estate or whatever you're doing, you have cheerleaders, you have sphere of influence. Reach out to at least 5 people today and just start the conversation. See where that actually gets you. And then let us know your results.
You might be surprised.
Might be. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you next time.
If you've enjoyed today's episode, please like, subscribe, and share with others. Stay connected for more genuine insights and strategies to boost your real estate career on Facebook or check out our website. We'll see you next time.